Hi, it's Khandie, and I'm going to talk to you about the ways in which I make money, which are not about using my camera as such. These are things that I do beyond the studio, beyond the photo shoots to make money. And I feel like there's a lot of information out there on the internet that is how you make money and how people are making money. And I just think there are some sort of little hidden gems, okay? So let's just go through them. They are extensive and I'm going to explain all of them to you. So please stay till the end. Some of them you'll be like, yeah, whatever. And I'm going to be honest, some of them also take time to do, okay? You can't just go out and do it. But these could be things you plan for the future, okay? So, got my list. That's not my list that I wanted. Okay. First one is workshops, as in I do the workshops. Now, obviously you need to be competent as a photographer or in an area of photography that works best for you. And a lot of people go off and do workshops and wonder why they're poorly attended. So you need to look at social media, make sure you're sort of posting the work that they're going to teach you, can learn in the workshop, you plan the workshop, you go through all the health and safety. There's lots of stuff to it. It is time consuming, but I've taught a few workshops over the years and they've been really well attended and really well received. Took my own horn there. I'm going to tell you, I just got to look. Best to start off small. You don't have to go off and go, this is how you do gel lighting straight away. You could just do, this is a basic refresher for people who are beginner photographers perhaps. But also think about getting your mailing list built up so then you can advertise to your mailing list who are a captive audience for your work. What seminars are coming up? Sorry, what workshops are coming? Seminars are later in this. What workshops are coming up? Make sure your online presence talks about your workshops. I am one of the people that says don't separate your workshops from your main social media. Have it as part, because the whole reason you're putting on your workshops is because of your online presence, and that's so you don't want to separate them too. And the top tip is to give away a free thing to entice people in. So during the lockdown, the panorama, I did lots of free photo challenges. I set up 12 days of photo challenges, 7 days of photo challenges. I think they're still on my Instagram actually. And it got people used to the style of what I was doing. And I did a lot of feedback. And what I did was straight out I said, right, we're going to do a workshop. Who would like to come? And I sold out within 2 weeks of posting it. So that was cool. And I actually booked on a lot more. So really consider workshops. I will say, if you've attended a few workshops, that would help you because then you've done some research if you like. But workshops don't need to be massive. I've done a nighttime portrait one here in Northampton of all places, and I'm off to do some around the South Coast by appointment. So they can be really cool to use and I recommend them. Okay, stock imagery. And obviously this is a slow burner. You're not going to get an image and it's going to make loads. The likelihood of that is very little. But there are many sites out there. One of them I use is Shutterstock, for example. A photo I've done of a cocktail has earned me $20 already this week. But please note that it is a very interesting industry. So a lot of times people will do, say it's Valentine's Day, they'll chuck loads of images up on Valentine's to get the Valentine's Day articles, people looking for Valentine pictures, all of that. Makes sense, right? But don't forget about the evergreen content. So nice sunsets or sunflowers, they sort of spun off each other. People smiling and laughing, evergreen content that doesn't have a season or a holiday attached to it. So you've got those slow burners. It is a slow burner. There's a little bit of work involved. And particularly if you're using models, you do need to put up the model releases, but you should already have that. Mentoring. Now, I've only just stepped into this. And I wouldn't say this is for the faint-hearted. Mentoring is very difficult. It's quite time-consuming and you need to price yourself right. But there is scope there once you're more experienced, okay? It doesn't mean you have to be the most successful photographer, but if you're good at what you do or a certain aspect of what you do, it can really help you. So consider mentoring. There is a lot of responsibility on being a mentor though, and you need to have the evidence to back yourself up. So please, 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 if you're going to go into this one, really think about it because it's time-consuming. And sometimes you feel like you are completely responsible for that person, and that is that you're mentoring them to do better, mentoring them to help them to do better. TV and film work. Now, if you follow my social media, you see I've did some work for the TV peoples. Beep. It's really hard to get into. I got into it by fluke. Someone saw some of my work, realised what I did. I was really well on camera, so I got offered more and more work. And the roadshow is now finished, so I have done that. It is time away from home, it is time away from your business, but it does have great marketability and it does pay what is consistent wage at some if you're doing a project, but it is sporadic and it's never reliable. So, you know, if you are going to get into that, be careful. And also, people can really judge you who you work for, which I find really, it's hard to navigate that. So, yeah. Seminars. Now I talked about workshops, but seminars I'm going to put slightly differently. So workshops are more practical, and I feel seminars are more information and education led as opposed to a hands-on experience. You have to have a reputation to build that up. It's very hard to break into the seminar scene because so often conventions will use the same people with a slightly different program each time. So for me, make sure you have a lot of content out there and people enjoy what you do and you are already helping them, and that should boost your reputation. Having a good seminar, not just a broad sweeping, have real niche seminars. So one of them could be on how to take pictures with neon lights, or how to use slices of light or something like that. But really think about seminars, or how I use social media to reach the clients that don't know that they need me, or something. I'm thinking of things off the top of my head, but that's not a great seminar. Another thing I found that I'm doing as a job, side hustle, is judging. That sounds really horrible. I'm judging. So I get paid sometimes by camera clubs to judge competitions that they've done, be a part of a judge. I've even done judging in really bizarre realms of modelling contracts and things like that, which I found really weird. I won't be doing that one again. However, judging can be a job, but you need to have a reputation for these. So this is definitely a slow burner. Put it in your back book and make connections with your local camera club. You never know what jobs are going to come from that. And this is one I used to do, but I don't do so much now. And a lot of that is because mainly the magazines are depleting. And this was ghostwriting or writing for articles specifically about me to magazines. So ghostwriting isn't quite ghostwriting. Basically, I was writing an article that they pitched to me. I would write the article and get paid for it. Or I would write an article about something I did and then submit that for submission and earn money off of it that way. So there is still scope for that. There's lots of blogs, there's F-stops that you could submit work to. However, I'm not sure how lucrative it is now. But yeah, there is potential there. And that includes any ebooks. Now, my ebook that I did for my social media, which is completely different, earned me a lot of money. So maybe there's scope for a photography ebook if you don't want to publish like that and everyone enjoys the ebook side. It might surprise you that I sometimes get paid to create social media content that other brands will use. And I got this because of brand links I've got, or because people like my personality. And it might surprise you because these are quite clunky videos, but this does happen. And from that, social media posts and being paid for that in some way, it does come with reputation and having a reputation online as well. So be mindful, this is another slow burner for you. I don't necessarily recommend this as one you need to aim for because they are few and far between and you have to do a media pack and understand how it works, but it is a potential. And the last one I earned, which will surprise you, because if you do, probably will surprise you, if you do YouTube, you probably are aware that you need to get so many hours and so many subscribers to start earning money off YouTube. I have neither enough. I don't have the 1,000 subscribers yet. Please subscribe now. But I also don't have enough watch hours because essentially I probably don't do enough long-term videos, although this one's getting quite long. And what I have actually found that the people who watch my videos really engage, or they share it themselves and they talk about it outside and I share it. And that caught the eyes of other brands who were like, hang on a minute, she might not get a lot of views, but what views she does get are very valuable because people are commenting or people are sharing and clicking like or whatever on them. And I now get paid occasionally to create videos using equipment for other brands for them to put on their YouTube. Don't overestimate doing reviews of older kit, because even though people might go beyond that and no longer looking for that, you might come up on the radar of somebody else. So I did a review of some of the trade shows, or I do a review of some kit that I've bought just as I've got it, because I like people to hear it from my perspective. Even if it's slightly older or it's not quite the top of the range thing, I still enjoy doing that. Or I'll talk about how I've just done a shoot with deliberately older kits to prove that you don't need the most amazing kit to do it, so people don't feel bad. So what happened was, from the way I present my videos and the mannerisms I have and the way I do my videos, people were like, hey, would you do a video for us based on this? Could you do a video on this? And I've earned a couple of £100 doing that. It's not a lot, but it is a side hustle. Okay, so that's all of them. There are many videos, and I'm sure I've got videos on how to make money in photography. In fact, I'll probably link one here somewhere for you. It is January at the time when I'm recording this. It is a hard month. Everybody's getting engaged, and if you're not doing wedding photography, you are probably thinking, what am I going to do? So I'm just going to give you now, get the headshots out, get Mother's Day sorted, get the Valentine's Day shot, whatever it is you're doing. Stop comparing yourself to other photographers. It is really difficult out there, and I think a lot of people are making out they're making a lot of money, and sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. But these are some of the ways I make money that isn't necessarily me picking up a camera, but all of this has come because I started picking up a camera. In my first couple of years, I did not do mentoring. In fact, I've only just started doing it this year, and not at all for a very long time. I didn't start judging stuff until 3 years ago, okay? I didn't do TV work as a photographer, as in I was the main thing where I was getting interviewed. until last year, and I've done behind the scenes photography quite a lot for a couple of years, but I never did it where the camera was on me, okay? And the last one with the videos, it just shows that you don't need the most amount of content watchers, but what you do need is good engaged people. So make content that you wish you could find, or content that interests you, and you will attract those people, and then people will pay attention to you. Okay, this is a short-ish video. I'm gonna go. We're on the set because I'm building a set. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy January. Please subscribe, comment, because that's always great for me. Like, and tell me how you're getting up to and other ways you might consider doing side hustles of photography. And I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Bye.